posted a couple videos recently talking about modern women and what their standards are and what modern women are looking for. And I've gotten a lot of comments from men saying that they are not looking for a modern woman. They want a traditional woman, and that there aren't enough of them out there. So that had me thinking, like, well, what is the difference between a modern woman and a traditional woman? I wrote some notes here to distinguish the difference. A modern woman is someone who's independent. She has a full-time career. She prioritizes career and education over family and children. She is strong and wants to be taken seriously. And you'll probably hear her say things like, I don't need no man to support me, and never depend on a man. A traditional woman is someone who focuses on family and children. She cooks and she cleans. She knows how to take care of her man mentally, emotionally, and physically. She's graceful and nurturing, and I'm gonna say it, submissive. So, for all the modern women out there, I hear all the time that they want a traditional man, but it's sounding to me like traditional men don't actually want modern women. And I can't tell you how many times I hear women say they don't cook, they don't clean, but yet they want a man to pay all their bills. So I'm just curious, women, do you consider yourself modern or traditional? And what kind of man are you actually looking for? And for men, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a woman if it's not a modern woman?
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring. This hand. Cardi B. That's indoctrination into these women again. All these women are expecting fully traditional men and not even willing to be an ounce of traditional themselves. It's a two-way street, ladies. If you're expecting your man to be traditional, you have to be willing to be traditional yourself.
Is a man less of a man if he can't change a flat tire?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is a woman less of a woman if she can't cook a meal from scratch?
We're biased. We're women.
No, that's not a good answer.
Do you believe we're in a transitional phase between women being old-fashioned and being independent?
Yes, we're already there.
If so, what are we transitioning to?
Feminism.
I hope we're transitioning to women and men being equal.
We're transitioning into a lot of women being cat ladies.
Do you think a woman would be welcomed at a woman's march if she's pro-life or has traditional values?
Nope.
So do feminists really care
Not
about
nowadays.
all women or just the women who agree with them?
Feminists do not care about women.
So is it really about women's choice?
No, because it's not allowing each individual woman to decide for herself. It's not respecting each individual woman. It's conforming to a propaganda.
Yeah, I think my man said it the best. Be prepared for a lot of cat ladies in the future. I think we're already at that point now anyway, but it's going to get a lot worse if we keep going the way we're going.
Patience!
What?
Am I right?
You right, sis.
Talk about it, bitch.
Y'all don't deal with women and how they nag because y'all like men, but it is exhausting. It's emotionally exhausting dealing with a woman who's highly neurotic, highly disagreeable. Everything bothers her. Nothing is ever good enough. She has a problem with every minuscule thing that pops up, and then she just exaggerates problems and issues to the point to where the only thing you want to do is get away from her. And that is a very real thing that a lot of men experience. I've dealt with it, and as I said, it's not intuitive when you deal with a woman after you've dealt with a woman like that and you move on to another woman. It's just heuristics. You already know, I've seen this before, I've seen this story before. This woman is going to be a headache, and that's essentially what we try to get away from. These women are migraines, and they create a lot of issues over the simplest things. You can't even communicate effectively with them because they're not willing to listen, they're not willing to understand, and they don't see the flaws in the things that they do wrong, especially when it comes to how they project.
It looked like the girl in the pink was almost trying to hold every fiber of her being together to not nag him on that point. From that clip, at least, from what I saw. But the guy hit the nail on the head. It's one of the most unattractive things that a woman can do in a relationship is just be a headache and a nag. Ladies, if you're listening, just be peaceful. We're simple. Just be peaceful. Don't nag. And I understand that you need to keep your guys accountable, but there's a difference between keeping your boyfriend accountable to do his best if he's not doing his best that you know he's capable of, and then there's nagging. There's a difference.
I think body count matters, so
I don't know if that's inherently entirely misogynistic, but that's kind of unpleasant to hear that men's value is somehow based in other things.
we all make judgments, whether you guys want to admit it or not. We all make judgment calls when it comes to potential partners. In the same way, like most of you just said, like, I want to date a guy who's taller than me. That is a numerical measurement. You're making a value call, so to speak, based off of a guy's height. The fact of the matter is, a guy who's shorter than you could be a fantastic partner, loving, loyal, great person. But it happens to be you might not be attracted to men who are of a smaller stature than you.
I think I'm going to stay silent. I don't want to promote further discussion. Thank you.
God forbid that a guy has standards. A woman's body count does matter. I'm going to say it here, and I'm going to speak it loud.
Girls are like, oh, I've gotten every single guy I've ever wanted. Like they're bragging about it or something. This is how delusional I am. This is how I thought it works, you know? I'm like, well, duh, you're a girl. Don't we just get everything we ever wanted? Like that's what's going on in my brain. Because since I was little, I'm like, I thought women just get the pick of the litter. You know, I just thought like we get to be like, I want that one and I'll get it. I didn't know there was a chance I wasn't gonna get it because I always got it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You hit 30, it's panic button time. You are on a biological clock. 18, 25, prime. That is the moment of life where you have the most options you're ever going to have in life. 26 to about 29, the options going to dwindle, but it'll still be hit or miss whether you have a kid or not between that time. By 30, a woman loses 90% of her eggs. Men have sperm, and we can have kids damn near till we die. Women cannot have kids damn near till they die. By 35, you're basically cooked. After 35, it's a threat to your own health. So why are women under this assumption like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna get my career, I'm gonna level up in my career, I'm gonna make sure my kid's straight, then after all of that, I'm gonna get Prince Charming.
Aw, it's not that, it's just more so like...
Why are you not urgent about it? I don't feel like you guys are urgent about it.
Just because I'm a single mom, I haven't lost my options. So the options are still there.
For
it's
what?
just... For a good man.
For attention?
For a good man.
And say, well, God gonna deliver me a man. No, he's not. God gave you free will. Good men don't fall out the sky. If you're not even making yourself available for a good man, how do you think one is coming?
That's facts. That's facts. The reality of the world is that women do have a biological clock when it comes to having children. You hit 30 years of age, alarm bells should be going off, and you need to get your priorities straight and really ask yourself what is important.
Beginning of time, men have preferred virgins. No, what that means is that men prefer women that.
But that means you don't like sex. You don't like sex in that case. You only like the status of having sex with a lot of people.
You got 100+ men telling you here that they prefer women that have lower body
all
counts.
All of them are delusional.
Let me ask you a question. Would it be fair to say that in general, women prefer a man taller than themselves?
Yeah, that's true.
Would it be fair to say that in general, women prefer a man that makes more money than them?
I guess some, yeah.
In general, women want a guy that is more confident and ambitious than themselves.
Yeah, those things, yes.
Okay, what if I said that women are delusional for these inherent standards?
I don't think it's delusional to have those standards.
Stop the show right there. I don't think it's delusional that they want women that have low body counts.
But why?
Hold on, stop the show. Stop the show.
The boys are rallying together. It comes down to preferences. Guys have preferences, just like women have preferences. This one, however, happens to be one of the biggest preferences that men have when they're trying to scout for a long-term mate. It is. Ask any man, 99 times out of 100, they're going to say that they prefer a woman who has a low body count. Guy could be like, oh, but yeah, we want a girl that has no experience. I'm like, it doesn't take that long. Intercourse isn't this insane, complicated act. It gets to a point where you're like, okay, you know what to do. You can get pretty damn good at it. It's not, you don't need to be sleeping through 100 different men to become good at intercourse. Let's be real. Come on.
I don't mean to say this, but half the girls that show up, it's almost like they're delusional. And you're like, what in your head makes you think that you could have this job when you see what the rest of the staff looks like?
What's the answer to that question? That is part of one of the things we talk about on the show, delusional. The word delusional is going to come up a lot. Understand, why do these women believe what they believe? Why do they think that they're going to get that job? What makes these girls that stand in that line think that they're going to get that job?
Absolutely think that they're entitled. And I think that they also have men around them, beta males, that, you know, gas them up and encourage them.
Where are these beta males coming from? Where are they interacting with these beta males?
The whole social media thing again.
Correct.
Social media. So,
Correct,
yeah,
Natty. That's exactly right.
Thank you.
They go on IG and they'll sit there and post a photo, but they'll snatch their waist on Facetune, and then they'll make their face symmetrical and perfect on FaceApp. They'll look like 20 years younger, and in their mind, they believe the girl in that photo is going to the tryout. not them in the mirror.
Yes,
Do you understand?
exactly.
They will literally go to Istanbul, Turkey, show a picture of them face-apped, and tell the doctor, I want to look like this. Do you understand? And so that level of delusion, because the men, when those men give them that attention, from a psychological standpoint, they're getting validation for the person in that photo, which is not them.
It reminds me of the South Park episode. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's the South Park episode where women started photoshopping all their photos. I think the guys were doing it too, but it was mainly the women. They were photoshopping all their photos, and they kept looking at themselves, and that's how they saw themselves in reality. And then the boys in South Park started dating these girls based on how their pictures were, and they were actually looking at the pictures while they were with the real girl and like smitten, swooning over these pictures, thinking that's who they were actually dating. It's actually insane.
What is the age range of your ideal man?
28.
23 to 28?
Yeah.
The race of your ideal man?
I don't have a type.
Minimum height?
I'm 6'3".
And minimum income?
Just depends what's on that fee.
6 figures a year, I'm guessing?
Yes, that's actually perfect.
The probability of you finding your ideal man is 0.075%.
Oh, so I'm one of a kind. Okay.
What is the ideal age of your man?
28 and 39.
What race is your ideal man?
I don't have one.
Minimum height?
5'11" and up.
And minimum income?
250,000 at least.
The probability of you finding your ideal man is 0.49%.
Shit. I mean, God's got me, right?
What's the age of your ideal man?
27 or older.
What is the race of your ideal man?
Black.
Minimum height?
You better be like 6 foot or more.
And minimum income?
I told you, 6 figures.
The probability of you finding your ideal man is 0.17%.
That's bad. Y'all niggas ain't shit.
Delusional.
If delusional was a video, what do they say? The women want all the sixes, right? 6 figures, 6 foot tall, 6-pack, 6 inches, right? They want all that or above in their perfect world. But again, you can see how little of the population that actually is. And they believe these guys are just walking around left, right, and center. When in reality, 99% of the guys that aren't these men are just invisible to them.
The children we can sell, and the women. The women. We will always treat with respect. Happy wife, happy life.
It may seem that this is the most lighthearted video so far, but this is the one that actually annoys me the most. It's a kid's show. I believe it's Madagascar. It's a movie or whatever it is. It's a little bit of an indoctrination and a brainwashing to kids. In this example, let's respect all women. Hey, I'm all for respecting women if they're worthy of respect. But let's not brainwash kids into believing that we respect all women no matter how they behave.
What do you rate your looks on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm going to ask everybody.
Like a 7.
Like
6.3.
Why would you not rate you guys a 10? Like, we should be rating ourselves a 10.
Stop the cap.
Can I just say something before you go ahead?
Yeah.
You know why you do that?
Why
Everybody rates themselves as 6 or 8 or whatever? Because they are afraid of being arrogant. And it's not arrogant to be confident, to like yourself and to like your appearance.
But okay, there's a difference between confidence and thinking that you're on par with the most beautiful women in the world.
I don't even know what a 10 is these days. I feel like all these girls basically look the same now. And to be honest, these girls, I think they were still generously rating themselves. And to say that you're a 10 out of 10, it's delusional. Come on. 10 out of 10 being Victoria's Secret supermodel, if 10 does exist.
A lot of men that a good woman is hard to find. Well, it all depends on where you're looking and what you define as good. A woman that knows who she is, knows her worth, that's a good woman. A woman who supports her man, but she doesn't baby him, that's a good woman. A woman who doesn't mind submitting as long as you understand what it means and it goes both ways, that's a good woman. A woman that's beautiful, loving, and full of ambition, that's a good woman. She brings more to the table than you're willing to acknowledge. That's because she's a good woman. She walks in her femininity. She takes care of herself, but don't think she won't check you. That's a good woman. She has your back as long as you have hers. That's a good woman. She knows who she is, and she walks with confidence. That's a good woman. She expects you to be everything God called you to be, and she will hold you accountable. That's a good woman.
Those are some wise words right there. When a man is in his masculine energy and a woman is in her feminine energy, it's a perfect harmonious dance. When a man knows his role and a woman knows hers, Again, it's a perfect, beautiful, harmonious dance. You just got to know your role.
You're a woman that was with a man for 6 or 7 years, and you gave him the highest honor a woman can give any man on the planet. You gave him children. You gave him not only one, you gave him two. So you go back out into the market, older, with 2 children, and you expect someone in that market to accept you older and bestow the title of wife upon you? That's how men look at it. Right, wrong, or indifferent.
Most women are, what he said, are saying they deserve it, but they really don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, have some self-awareness. Like,
women are delusional.
Every woman feels that they are exactly that they're entitled.
Like the lady in the Dallas pod who's like, I deserve monogamy, but yet I'm not going to put out. I'm newly celibate. It's just like what she's saying, like for certain, like for a long courting period and all this. So they're delusional because they have this unrealistic expectation of what they feel they deserve.
I believe this is called Disney Princess Syndrome. The female equivalent of corn is Disney princess movies and romance movies. It sets an unrealistic expectation in their minds that they can still act like these modern day women, but get a Prince Charming. It just doesn't work that way.
I just feel like you represent the person you're with. And so I just would never want to put myself in a situation where I'm like disrespecting him. And I just think going into a club where you know guys are going to hit on you is disrespectful, because the number one thing that like makes men look good is loyalty. It's like having a girl that's like down for you and only you. And it kind of makes, and it kind of, not really. And like, I think that's like a female point of view, but like for men, it's really embarrassing to them to have a girl that's out in the club. It's really embarrassing because she's going to a place she's going to a place that where guys are coming to hit on her, and so that's like publicly showing I am not loyal.
And then one of the most attractive things a woman can do for her man in a relationship is make him look better. And the worst thing that she can do is embarrass him by going to the club, for example. I'll set a scene right now. James Bond, he's sitting down, he's playing poker. Beautiful woman comes over, leans over, gives him a kiss on the cheek. That's a power move right now. That's a status move. That makes him look better. Those are the type of women you want. You don't want the woman next door that's clubbing by herself without you there. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and we'll see you next time.